Hola, hola, hola. We are back live and free with another episode of The Exchange or
El intercambio.
El Intercambio. Romina, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
Can't complain. I think we talked about it last week, but I'm back in Arizona with family. So the background might look a little different. And we're here for the holidays. So excited to spend some time and hang out this week. But sounds like you had some family activities this last weekend as well, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was the birthday party of my brother-in-law. And yeah, it
Hmm.
was nice. He had like a piñata. I don't know if in English there's a term, like that is filled
Oh,
with candy and that you hit it and then like maybe do you know
nice.
what a piñata is or not?
Yeah, we have
Ah, okay.
that's here. I think I'm not sure where I I associate it with like Mexican culture. So I think some
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mexican um, folks that we know do piñatas for parties, and I've done it before as
Mm.
well back when I was younger.
Yeah, it's
So
nice.
I do enjoy it, and I love the sweets too. So I like your brother-in-law's style.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Very cool. Yeah, it's just a high level. As you guys know, this is part of Bamboo Languages. We really try to create content here and also provide a space for people to learn language through conversation and cultural exchange. From the US, that's where I live here. Romina lives in Lima, Peru. So we have some cultural exchange going on today and in our other episodes. So we're excited you joined. Um, Always live and free. And to get started, as you might have seen from the title today, we're discussing Gen Z slang, in particular American Gen Z slang. And, just to kind of put it out there, we're both not Gen Z. So this is the millennials' take on Gen Z slang, but we use some of the words and we've even discussed it in previous episodes. But we want to give you some actionable items and discuss Gen Z slang in conversation so that you could use it if you're traveling or speaking with friends who speak English and you want to sound like a native. So how's that sound, Ramina?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm excited to know more about the Gen Z slang.
All right, cool, cool. Yeah, like I said, we use it, and again, this is our take on it. So the Gen Zs in the chat don't holler at us and say that we're not saying it correctly. Just a disclaimer. But first, we obviously know there is a word cringe. We've used it before in our previous episodes. I believe it's pauta, no, in Peru.
Mhm. Yeah, the equivalent would be like que palta here in Peru to say that something is like very awkward.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's it. It's essentially awkward, but to me, it has like a more of a it's like awkward, but it's more than awkward. That's kind of like a
Okay.
cringy statement, and I think the Gen Z in our chat can let us know. But I think they use it talking about older people a lot. You say like, "Hey, this person's
Ah.
cringe," or "This older person's cringe," etc. Maybe even the millennials are cringe. I'm not sure, but that's how we use it, like in a sentence. I went to dinner last night, uh, and and it was cringe more or less, right? It was a cringe dinner, or um, my friend showed up and it got pretty awkward, and that's when he would use cringe just based on that situation. So that's what I would say. What do you think, Romina? How would you use it in Lima? But what's your interpretation of how it's used in American slang?
Yeah, I would say it's like pretty similar, cringe or que palta. Maybe like, oh, we were on a bar and a person, I don't know, a guy came over. It was cringe, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Or your dad tries a new TikTok dance and films it.
Yeah,
That's also cringe. You can say that
very
too.
cringe. Yeah.
Awkward. Yeah, it sounds like you've had some bad encounters there. But yeah, so that's one I would say. Another one, it's used like very universally in the English language, is like. Like doesn't necessarily mean, it can mean a lot of different things, but we kind of use it as a filler. And by that I mean like connects different sentences, or we don't necessarily know what to say, and so we use like. So I suppose like the textbook definition, if you look it up and you're learning, the textbook would be to enjoy, right? So I like this, or something similar to this person is like this person, like to compare it. But as you know here, we don't learn in textbooks really. We learn in live conversation, and we want you to speak like a native. So the native way that you would say like to sound more natural would be something like, for example. I was like, no way, right? So it kind of talks about somebody, and you would reference a previous situation or previous conversation, and that's kind of how it would go. So, or an example would be if we're using a TikTok example. My dad was doing a TikTok dance. It was cringe, and I was like, "That's so embarrassing. You need to stop it." Right. So in that situation, it kind of says instead of saying "I told him," we say "I was like," right, to kind of use it there. Or if you would say, as another example, um, a filler example, like I said, to connect sentences. I don't use it like this, but some people do. You might have heard it. They say, "Hey, someone's telling me a story. Oh, my dad was doing this TikTok dance. Like, no way, right?" So it's like, comma, no, what would it be? But to me, that's not necessarily my vernacular. But anyway, what's your opinion on like? Is that kind of how you interpret it when you listen to American slang, and how would you use it similarly there in Peru?
Hmm. Yeah, like you said, I feel like over there people use it like a lot. I hear it
Mm-hmm.
on television or everything, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like very frequently. Yeah, I would
Mm-hmm.
say like the equivalent here in Peru, it would be like tipo. Tipo is
Mm-hmm.
like our filler word that we say like a lot,
What
especially
what's the word?
tipo.
Tipo. Interesting.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna use
It's
this in a
pretty
sentence
much
as well.
it's pretty much mi papá hizo un TikTok y fue tipo muy cringe, muy palta.
Ah, he was like more, yeah, it kind of
Ajá,
like qualifies it a
exactly
little
like
bit.
that. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, and Gen
Mm-hmm.
Z here uses a lot of this word
Uh-huh.
as well. So yeah.
Tipo. That's interesting.
Uh-huh.
Hmm, okay. I'm gonna have to use that. I didn't know that. I knew also is there like Osea, for example?
Mm-hmm.
Like Osea,
Yeah.
it's like okay, or like you kind of
Uh-huh.
say, hey, we like for Thanksgiving, we like fried turkey, we like whatever, or we enjoy, we'll say. Osea, we enjoy mac and cheese as well. Does that kind of work similar? You'd like do a list and say like that to kind of fill the word, or what do you think?
I would say, yeah, we use Osea pretty frequently as well, but Osea is like to more to explain something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like in an example, um, palta es una jerga que utilizamos para situaciones incómodas, o
Mm-hmm.
sea, tipo,
Uh,
algo así, o sea,
or like you compare it to the situation. So it's describe a situation very uncomfortable, or and use
mhm,
another example to describe it, kind of, or and more or less.
uh-huh, yeah, yeah, pretty much like that.
Nice. All right. Cool. Yeah. So tipo, I'm gonna use that one. Is that used in other countries as
Mhm.
well, or only Peru?
No, I think it's like pretty universal all over like South America and Latin America. Yeah,
Uh
we
huh.
use it a lot. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, cool, cool. I'm gonna use it next time I am in a conversation. Also, there's another one to fill that's similar to like, um, is it like este? I've heard that before, like este. They kind of like pause.
Hmm.
Do
Yeah,
you, is that the
yeah.
same or no?
I would say este. It's like let's say you're presenting a topic and maybe to feel awkward silence,
Mm-hmm.
you are like thinking you're gonna think what you're saying. You will be like este. Uh, just something like
Gotcha.
that. I don't know if there's an equivalent in English.
Yeah, there's probably a couple. I use you would probably hear it in this conversation. I use a lot, like a filler, which is probably not the best, but I'll be like or And that's not necessarily like for example, it's not necessarily like professional verbiage or vernacular, but I still use it. And so I think that might be one where it's like este to kind of think about what you're saying next. Be kind
Uh-huh.
of like gotcha. That makes sense. And then also, so we have cringe, which we've already learned is K-pop, the improving
Mhm.
slang. We have tipo as well, which is kind of like a
Like.
like. Can you use that in
Mhm.
one more, just so I could try to apply it? How would you use it in another sentence, tipo?
Mm, A ver, ok. El pantalón era muy bonito. Tipo, está súper de moda.
Ah, like super fashionable or something.
Like the pant was really nice.
Uh-huh.
Like it's really fashionable. It's really trending.
Uh-huh. Interesting. Okay, cool, cool. I'll do that. And then also, have you heard this last one is like like Gen Z Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Like I always hear this. What are you familiar with the term no cap?
I've heard it before, like on social media.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that. It started off like a while ago, but it got kind of like when social media got kind of famous, kind of big. But do you know what it means?
Um, Not that much. Like maybe I get it by context, but I didn't really understand it that much.
Yeah, yeah. So it would technically translate for those learning English to like no cap. Cap is like a hat, or it's like a bottle cap. So let me see. Maybe we could
Mm,
like a bottle cap, like one of these here.
uh-huh,
So that's what cap is usually. No cap would mean we don't have a bottle cap or we don't have our hat on. But in this situation, it kind of translates to I'm telling the truth or I'm not lying, essentially. So in the situation, I would tell you, hey, I'm in Lima, Peru last year. You say, or you be like, no way, you weren't there. I didn't see you. I said, no cap, I was there. Like, so I'm not lying. Like it's true. Again, I don't use that one a lot, and the Zoomers might get on me. The Zoomers, aka Gen Z, but I hear that one a lot on social media, and definitely the younger generation. So interesting that
mm,
you've seen it as well. Do you have something in Peru that's similar to like I'm telling the truth, or like honestly, this is what I'm doing?
mm. Maybe like um, it doesn't translate very well, but we say like don't bother. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're saying something like, for example, oh, you came to Peru, and I would be like, no molestes. Like really? Like the
Oh,
translation
really?
is weird because it translates to don't bother, but it would be the
Interesting.
equivalent to no cap.
Interesting. So it's like it doesn't translate literally. So it says, "Hey, like, don't bother," but it really means like, "Oh, really? Like, no way.
Uh-huh.
I didn't
Like
know
no
that. I didn't
way.
believe it."
Yeah,
No
exactly like that.
molestes. Interesting. Is that in
Uh-huh.
Peru? Obviously, in other countries as well, or is it kind of unique to Peruvian slang?
No, I would say it's more like unique to Peruvian slang.
No molestes. All right,
Uh-huh.
tipo. Actually, I don't know if I should say tipo. By the way, I feel like that is a younger generation thing. Should I say that, or is it
No,
used
no.
like a lot?
Yeah, yeah, like everybody uses it.
Okay, cool, cool. All right, that sounds good. So just to recap, because we'd like to do a little recap of grammar so that you could keep it top of mind for yourselves and obviously apply it. We have cringe, no pauta, or pauta, right?
¿Qué falta?
Que pauta, excuse me, in Spanish. We have like, which we said tipo in Peru, more or less, in other countries. We also had osea, or sea, to kind of do a filler and kind of talk about like in the English sense. We have este and These are all fillers. And
Yeah.
lastly, no cap and no molestes. See?
Yeah,
Now we're
exactly like
talking.
that.
So if you had a couple of fillers, you can talk to somebody say like pretty easily, and it would sound natural. Or you could use some of these other situations. What I will say is a lot of it I would not force into a situation because that would be cringe. You don't want to say something that's very awkward
Uh,
and people not use it correctly, but
mhm.
start practicing with it. Maybe join one of our conversation groups as a reminder. We have two tonight. We have 5 people showing up for the first one, and we have 9 for the second. 2 spots left total. Let me know if you're interested. Put it in the comments, and I can share the link. But we have an exchange group for English and Spanish tonight. If you want to practice it in live conversation with a safe space and get feedback from a native speaker, come hang out with us. So let us know. But that's pretty much all I wanted to cover today for the grammar piece and the slang. Hopefully, you could use it in your English conversations, and I will use it in my Spanish ones after practice it. So as I am not cringe or pauta for the native speakers. But pretty much all I wanted to cover. Romina, what do you have for me? Anything else that you wanted to discuss today in our episode?
Just to continue with what you say, yeah, join like the groups that is gonna be today, the speaking groups. They are gonna be super cool. And yeah, and let us know in the comments if you know any more Gen Z slang that maybe we can touch on another episode, or that you are curious to know what they mean.
100%. That sounds good. Yeah, let us know, and also let us know if we didn't say it correctly. We always like the constructive feedback.
Yeah.
We saw some comments in here too. Mixed results. We have one person love it, one person's talking crazy. We'll probably make sure you never comment to us again. Number 44, get out of here. And also, let us know if you want to hear any other topics that we can discuss. Again, highlighting conversational exchange and cultural exchange. But we appreciate it and hope that you guys enjoyed this one. So we'll talk to you soon and be on the lookout for a couple bonus episodes this week. We usually do it every Thursday. This is a holiday this week in the United States for Thanksgiving. So we'll do a couple bonuses for you because we are thankful that you're our community. And
Of course.
stay tuned, set the alerts, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment, drop a like, share it with a friend. Romina, anything else for us?
No, not really. Like, you can leave anything in the comments, and we are always checking them out. So,
That
yeah.
sounds good. She's a little bit nicer than me when it comes to people talking crazy. But other than that, we appreciate it. Muchas gracias and see you next time.
Yeah, see you soon on the next episode. Bye.